Pretty crazy video as that aircraft came in. We're going to go over the final report for this thing, August 1st, 2019 in Buckland, Alaska. So this is how the aircraft ended up. Came skidding through, did a 180. No injuries. There was 3 on board. Here's that aircraft, Douglas DC-6, November 451 Charlie Echo, built in 1946 to 1958. So it's a shame that this aircraft went down the way it did. But here's what happened. Flight crew said that they were landing on a remote graveled runway. According to the captain, the terrain on the approach end, it sloped down towards the approach, so it positioned the aircraft closer to the terrain during the final approach. The video we just watched showed the short final, it flew low and dragged its landing gear through vegetation near the approach end of the runway. The video showed that just before the main landing gears reached the runway threshold, the right main landing gear impacted dirt and a rock berm. The captain said that to keep the airplane from veering to the right, he placed the number 1 and 2 engines in reverse pitch, and the flight engineer applied asymmetric reverse thrust to help correct the right turning tendency. The airplane tracked straight for 2,000 feet, and then it shows, as we saw, it's spinning 180 degrees. Substantial damage to the fuselage. On-site examination of the runway revealed 4-foot piles of rocks and dirt. How is there 4-foot piles of rocks and dirt at the runway threshold? Which is likely what the right landing gear impacted. Given the airplane landing gear struck the vegetation and rocks on the approach end, is likely that they were below the proper glide path for the approach. No accidents or mechanical malfunctions to preclude normal operation. So there's that berm. I guess they have a lot of runway, so they're not expecting people to come in so short. But this is the runway here. Can't be too surprised. This very remote Candle 2 airport here in the middle of nowhere, Alaska. And then here is that flight path from Fairbanks to Candle. And probable cause, or this one, is the pilot's failure to maintain an adequate glide path during the approach, which resulted in the airplane impacting rocks and dirt on the runway threshold, a separation of the right main landing gear, and a loss of directional control. So it's hard to see where that rock berm was, somewhere around there, just enough to clip it. And there goes the right main landing gear. And there goes another DC-6 from the inventory. But very interesting one nonetheless. Glad there's no injuries. If you want to see more NTSB final reports, you can always subscribe to the channel. This is Arfan Keone. I'll see you guys next time.